Hi all, and welcome to my channel, Friend Makes Things, and our monthly hooks and needles project review video. We are talking box 13, or August of 2025, however you want to think about it. Oh, it's so funny. I unboxed the Mary Maxim box like minutes ago, and Junior had no interest in joining me in that video. Here we are, hooks and needles, and he's like, my turn, my time to shine. So weird. Anyway, box 13 for the hooks and needles review video, or however way you're saying that. This video is going to be in 4 parts. Part 1 is who is hooks and needles, what is the project box. Part 2 is I have gotten distracted. Part 1, who is hooks and needles, what is the project box, and what came in this month's box. Part 2 is looking at the projects themselves. Part 3 is pros, cons, and user error. And then part 4 is final thoughts and sign off. Timestamps are on the screen in the description box and as chapters in the video, so feel free to use those to see what you would like to see. And I do want to talk about my unboxing video for just 1 second before we get started. Junior interrupted that video too. It was more him than box, so I did do a secondary unboxing video showing you what came inside of the box. So that's why there's 2 videos for that. So I'm going to link here the what came inside of the box unboxing in case you wanted to see a bit more in depth before everything was used up. Before we get started, I want to say hi all. Hi to the new subscribers, the OGs, anyone in between. Hello to the people who are curious about the projects inside of hooks and needles. This is box 13, so you have to get 12 other boxes before you get to this box. And hello to everyone else watching. You're all so very much appreciated, and your kind and thoughtful comments are always so very welcome in the comment section. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Let's get into part 1. Who is hooks and needles and what came in the box. So Hooks and Needles is a monthly subscription box company where they have a few different yarn kind of craft subscription boxes, but they send you the projects and some yarn and some accessories and bonus items and stuff like that to complete it. You get the boxes on a monthly schedule, and it does not matter when you order your first box. You always start with box 1. And then every month after that, you get a predetermined box is. So you start with box 1, you get box 2, box 3, and so on and so forth. I'm beginning this now for just over a year, so we are on box 13. They have their crochet boxes, they have knit boxes, they have like a fairly new amigurumi box. They also have a website, so if there's yarn or accessories that you like, you can order from them as well. I get the crochet box. Pricing is on the screen, but it's around $35 a month, and in that you get a booklet or magazine, or however you want to think about it, with 3 individual crochet projects that they say are designed for different levels of crochet ability, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You also get yarn. You never get enough yarn, or you almost never get enough yarn to complete all 3 projects, so you have to kind of pick and choose which ones are the most important to you. And you get bonus items as well. Bonus items can vary, I think, a little bit with the boxes, but because the magazines are pre-printed, the bonus items kind of have to stay the same no matter what, just because of like the nature of the magazine booklet and the nature of the box, that kind of jazz. So now we are going to move Mr. Junior, and we're going to take a look at what came inside of this box. So as I work, I put everything that I'm finished with, that I'm working on, back into the box. So we had 3 different skeins of yarn this month. This is all that I have left. We'll talk about that in a second. Here is the project book. In it, right, you have a couple of like little articles, the breakdown of what you got in the box, ultimate guide to neutrals that wow, I guess. You had project 1, which were these bears. They called it a beginner project, like a bear coaster and like trivet kind of situation. They say project 3, but this is project 2, a table runner. I didn't catch that before. And then project 3 was this tote bag. They call them beginner, intermediate, and advanced, but anyone who's like fairly confident about crochet can get all of them done. None of them really pose a huge problem. In the back too, they have like instructions for apple cinnamon bread. I did not have a chance to make this, but yeah, that is the patterns. That is the booklet. The yarn this month was a 50% cotton, 50% polyester that they call Cozy Twist, made in Italy. We had 3 neutral kinds of colors. We had a brown tone, right, which we have like this donut left of. We have, this is all of the white that I have left of that. And then we got this cream color as well, and this is all that I have left of the cream. We'll talk about this one in a second, but then I also have this much left of a previous project's pattern or stuff for working on a different project. As our bonus items, we got yarn bobbins and a bunch of like little sew-in handmade takes. Those were a lot of fun. And someone asked me how to use the yarn bobbin, and I honestly have no idea, but I'll show you how I wound this one because there's not a whole lot of yarn left. Oh, actually, I have that acrylic ball floating around. So I don't know, I looked online, I couldn't really find something that made a whole lot of sense to me, but basically how I've been using it is I take the tail, wrap it around in the middle a couple of times, and then I go like this around the outside. Right, and then as you go, you end up with something like this, so that when you're working it, sorry, I wrapped it a bunch of times around this side just to secure it. But as you're working with it, it just kind of comes off, right? And you can work with it that way. So I don't know if I'm using it right, but that's how I've been using this yarn bobbin. I think that the amount that I have left on here, which I have no idea about, I have no idea how much I have left on, but I would say that this is probably like the max that you would want to use. And honestly, I don't mind. Like for maybe really small amounts of yarn that you're keeping for some reason, it works well. But I don't mind just making a ball and spinning it around onto a ball. But yeah, that is what came in the box. I like the yarn winders. I haven't used any of the tags just because they're sew-in tags, and I didn't really think any of them was really needed on any of these projects. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of yarn left. So let's get into part 2, looking at the projects themselves. So I did make all 3 projects. We'll talk bears first. So the bears are pretty straightforward. All right, it's just crocheting in the round, a whole bunch of double crochets, and then adding these cute little ears. The ears on the coasters are just like a little 5 fan kind of stitch, and then the ears on the bigger one is a little bit bigger. But you started off with like a white nose, you worked in the round all the way through with the brown, and then you finished it off with the white. It's all pretty straightforward. It's all pretty cute. I think my bears, as always, turned out a little bit smaller than the size that they suggest that they should be at the end. I didn't care that much about it. But they wanted to use a 4mm hook, so I used a 4mm hook. And yeah, they kind of turned out well. There's nothing really to complain about. I don't know which is the top and which is the back. Actually, I do. That's the top. That's the top. And that's the top. Like, they are still large enough to hold cups or glasses or what have you. Like, here's my coffee cup, or a coffee cup. Here's the coaster. So they're not oversized by any means, but they do their job. So then the other project was a table runner. This I need to block. I need to block them all. But this is how it turned out. It's a pretty simple pattern too. It kind of flares out at the end on one side. I'm not overly upset about it, but I'm pretty sure if I blocked it, I could get it looking proper. So this is 6 of the white, 2 rows of the brown, 3 of the white, 3 of the brown, 3 of the white, 2 of the brown, 6 of the white. So it's not overly huge. Again, it's probably smaller than they want it to be. Like, it's about 28 inches all together, and they want it to be 34 inches. It would come close-ish. Like, I probably could get it 30 inches-ish when it's finished. And then with blocking, I might get it a little bit larger. But yeah, it's not the 34 inches that they want it to be. It's supposed to be 10 inches wide, and it is it's 10 inches wide, really. So it's just not as long as it needed to, or it should be. It used up the entirety of the white. With the loss of 1 row. Like, in here there's only 5 rows when there should be 6, because I didn't have enough white to complete it. So I think that with what you saw as a leftover and what's left on this bear, I would have had just enough white to finish this project off. Yeah, I guess it's all right as far as table runners go. I probably won't keep it. I might like block it and post it to give away, but in my local Buy Nothing group or something. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a very easy project to make. I don't know why they would call it intermediate, except for maybe because of how much like negative space is in it. But and also it kind of gets out of control like up here, but then as you build off of it, right, it straightens up and falls into line. So that's what I mean when I say I need to like block it up here. I need to do something. They want you to add tassels. There wasn't any way I was going to add tassels to this, but yeah, so that is this one's finished project. And then project 3 was a tote bag. And that's what this dude is here. Again, it needs blocking. It also needs a lining. But on the sample photo, they had us using all 3 of our colors. They had us doing the cream or the brown as the interior bit, the cream as our exterior bit, and then white for our handles. And I don't like mixing cream and white together like that. And B, because I used brown in the other 2 projects, there was no way that I had enough brown left to make it as they wanted it. So they wanted it to look like this, right? So brown interior, cream on the outside, and then this white as a handle. And if you did the white as a handle, right, like just, you could see how much this white looks blue in the picture, right? Whereas the cream looks very warm. I don't like that mix. Like, I don't like it at all. So I did it differently. And I'm really happy with how it came out. So I used the cream for the interior part of the granny square. They call these Persian tiles. I looked up online and it looks like there's like a creator, a crochet person who kind of wanted to recreate the idea of Persian tiles and crochet. So they made that up, and then I don't know if Hooks and Needles borrowed that from them, took it from somewhere else, or what's going on, but I did the interior of the tiles cream. I did the exterior in that chai latte stuff that we had left over from one of the Mary Maxim projects that I had. And then I did the top, the handle, in the cream as well. And I think it turned out really, really well. Here's the one side. Here's the back side. Right? It's all connected. Here's the interior. Everything is sewn in together. And yeah, I think it just turned out quite nicely. I really like the 2 colors together. I thought about like running out to Michael's or something and finding like a matching kind of cotton from in here that has like the same kind of texture, same kind of size, so that it worked well together. But then I just decided to use the cream topping instead. And I did go through my stash and try out a few different like scrap balls of yarn, but I like the pink, or like I like this Lion brand, whatever it's called. I liked its coloring with this, and they're the same size of gauge, so they worked well together. So yeah, I'm going to probably line this. If I do, it's just going to be like an interior lining that I'm going to sew in kind of right around, right this like banding mark. Because I think it'll be okay if the handles stretch a little bit. So yeah, here's project 3, project 2. See, like, just look at how that white is so stark against that cream. Like, some people might like it. I do not. And then project 1. I thought about doing the brown too as a handle, but again, I thought like if I was going to do a handle, the different color, I wanted to pull out like the purple or the pink or something. But this is project 3. So these are the 3 projects that I made in this month's project box. Part 3, pros, cons, and user error. I like these little bears. I like how they came together. So pro, I like these little bears. I like how they came together. I like how they look, and I like how we have like a complete set of something. They're also pretty easy to put together. I got them done in like a day and a half. And they're fun. They're fun and they're cute, and I think they're great. I really like this bag too. I like this version of this granny square, this Persian tile, or so they call it. It's fairly simple and a straightforward pattern to follow. There wasn't anything new, no kinds of like wrenches in the system that they threw in together. So I like it. I really like how this bag feels, but that's mostly this yarn, right, from Lion brand. Cons. I wish the bag were bigger, and I wish that they had linings, but like again, we've discussed this in previous projects when I talk about bags. It is a crochet kits, right, crochet projects, so I can see why they wouldn't have you lining it, but it would be nice if they included in the instructions how to go about lining it if you wanted to, you know? So yeah, I could make this larger, right? It's just granny squares. Like if we did 9 granny squares or even 6 granny squares, like whatever this project photo is that they show, right? I think that would be a lot of fun. But it is cute, and it is decent for like getting 3 choices of projects in a box. Con, I don't like that you have to use every inch of your yarn on one project when you have 3 projects to choose from. So like, had I known that I was going to use up all the white on this, I might have used the cream, because I have enough cream, I think, to finish these bears out, maybe, right? Or I would have done something different with the bears so that I could get a 5th or that last 6th row on this, and I don't like that. Another con for me in general for this box, and I've been thinking about this for a while, I wish that they had 2 levels of boxes that you could get. I think that it would be great if they did like a starter box, 6 months, 9 months maybe of, I would think 6 boxes of boxes specifically dedicated to get you working in crochet, getting you understanding crochet stitches, how things work, how their specific patterns work, and then give you the option from there to blend into something more consistent and long-standing, because I think these projects are great, and I think that I don't think it's fair that you have to wait 13 boxes to get to this point. I think that it would be much cooler if they had you start with like a project box like Mary Maxim does instead. Like, I think that that would be a better use, right, of sticking with it, because I would never have made it to these boxes if I'd canceled. And those first 6 months, 8 months of Hooks and Needles were not that great, right? So now I'm getting into getting into projects that I like, but I'm so far into it that it's kind of frustrating, you know? Now, user error. There's really only one user error, and I think it's partly the pattern's fault, it's partly my fault, but I don't like the open here of the slip stitches. There's better ways to finish your slip stitches, and I don't know if I was just like not paying as close attention to the pattern or close attention to how I was joining my rows, but I don't like this very obvious slip stitch bump, or right, like where you can see where the rows join. I think that's mostly me. I'm not sure how I managed to do it, but I would have liked to have that closed off better, and that is why I think of it as a me problem. User error. So let's just get into final thoughts and sign off. I like this box. I like these projects. I like this project, this tote bag. I like these bears. I think they're kind of cute. I like the yarn. The yarn is nothing super special, right? It's a 50-50 blend, cotton polyester kind of thing, or cotton acrylic kind of thing, but it felt nice to work with. It worked up really, really well. I liked this month's bonus items as well. Like in general, right, as far as these crochet boxes go, this one's a pretty good box. I have nothing to complain about with patterns that I can remember, or anything like that. So yeah, box 13, and I'm pretty happy with it. I am going to make more of these granny squares like this style. I really do. I really like it. We'll see about the bears, but I do really like this granny square style. And I'm never going to touch this again. I'm going to block it and give it away. So yeah, what do we have coming up? So today is, I'm filming this on Sunday for a Monday video. I've pre-filmed a whole bunch in the last few days, but I've been putting this one off. Wednesday is our last Sewers Club project unboxing video. A sad day indeed. Friday is a Mary Maxim unboxing for August. It did come in August, so there's that about that. The following Monday is undetermined, and then that whole week is undecided at the moment. So I know what the next 2 days are going to be. After that, I'm a little uncertain. So think about subscribing if you want to follow along on any of that. There will be a box 14 unboxing, right? But that's going to be more middle towards the end of September. And yeah, so subscribe if you want to see any of my sewing or crochet or crafting kind of projects as we go forward. Like the video if you've made it to the end. And yeah, with all of that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon.